Set clear expectations and things that you want in your life. Whether that's with people, whether that's with like yourself, whether it's literally anything in between. Because when people understand boundaries, that is when things will change. You might think you're setting boundaries, but are you just setting suggestions? Because when you use your words in a meaningful way, you set boundaries. And if somebody does not respect those boundaries, they do not deserve to be in your circle. Long story short. And there's such an importance of setting boundaries because that sets expectations of what's going on, how things work, what you want. And I feel like with friends in particularly, and especially with new people in your life, you sometimes just have to say it. Not every single thing will be obvious. Not every single person will get the hint. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with somebody else's different way of understanding, communicating, comprehending. All you sometimes have to do is just be a little more direct and being transparent. Because when you are not transparent, messages are not received. Things are getting crossed and they are not correctly understood. And when expectations and when boundaries are not set, people get different ideas, and sometimes those ideas are not intended, but they just happen. And when you can be blunt and when you can be politely blunt, that is kind of when you get the feel for where each other is at. That is when you can appreciate what you have now, and that's all that it is. And sometimes when people get the wrong idea, it's no one's fault. It's just simply the way of communication. Like, for example, if you have a significant other and you have not explicitly said that you have a significant other, but on your social media that they follow shows that you have a significant other, but you can't tell if they get it, set that boundary, say it directly. Or if you have implicitly said that like you're very food sensitive, that you are recovering or something, and somebody keeps asking you a sensitive question or keeps bringing up something, you have to talk about that maybe with them. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's for the sake of you. It's for the sake of them, hoping that they are not trying to do that on purpose, which I highly doubt. Or it's literally a friend that is making you so irritated and doesn't understand your personal boundaries of you like leaving early, but they are late. That might be a boundary of you being like, I understand you have a preference on your time, and they understand your preference on time, but you guys just need to talk it out. So sometimes with new friendships, relationships, blank, new, whatever, it's hard to get the feel out for each other because you're trying to be nice, you're trying to be friendly, you're trying to be warming, welcoming, kind. And sometimes messages get mixed. Sometimes things get crossed. And that is when boundaries are helpful. That is when boundaries distinctively put the line that this is where you draw. So do not be afraid to draw those boundaries with people, even if it hurts your feelings, even if you whatever. It's out of respect of you, and if it's your partner, it's out of respect of them, or if it's with another friend, it's a respect out of both of you. Because I know that you are not the type of person to disrespect somebody, and I know that you do not have any ill intentions. So keep yourself in line by setting boundaries for yourself and for other people. And I think that honestly kind of goes into another part of like yourself with boundaries. Like, you need to keep the things that you say truthful. For example, if you say, I'm gonna go do this, go do it. Do not lie to yourself, because you wouldn't want a friend to lie to you about doing something. So have that same expectation of with yourself and just being able to do that. Like, I'm just trying to think of like self boundaries. Like, For example, if you have a lot of negative self-talk, set a boundary with yourself that when you start having negative thoughts about yourself, go for a walk. Do not stew about it. Go do something productive, because it'll take your mind out of here and into your reality. That's just an example. That's just something small. But the small things do add up. The small things get you to point A to point B. So, I want to leave you with this. Start setting boundaries. Suggestions are not enough. Because sometimes suggestions are explicit, directly said, or they could be implicit, slightly hinted and applied. When you set boundaries, that is when you actually draw that line in the sand for yourself and for that other person. And that needs to be done for the sake of you. Because you are the priority in this. You are all that matters in this conversation, because you need to look out for yourself. So, start setting boundaries. Stop setting suggestions. You've got this. It might be uncomfortable, but doing uncomfortable things is important. Food for thought.